Welcome to Tom's Messiaen vlog, episode 5. Now, episode 4, I sat down at the dining room table and had a look at movement 6 of the Livre de Saint-Sacrement, and to try to put together a learning strategy to begin to think about how I was going to approach this quite lengthy piece with multiple different musical ideas going on, different sections and so on and so forth. So I had a strategy, and I just wanted to briefly give you an update on where that's gone, because since I recorded that video, obviously I've had a crack at learning the piece, and I found, I'm rather delighted to find that some of the stuff which I thought would be hard to learn or harder to learn than some other bits, I found to be okay. All right. The bird song bits, which I thought would be difficult, for example, some of them are completely straightforward, actually, because I found that the music needs to be fairly spacious and fairly slow. So, for example, I mean, I've not completely got my head around it yet, but it's fairly straightforward. There are other bits of birdsong which are a bit more fiddly than that. Something which I thought was, and also this comes out of what I was saying in episode 2 as well, there are these trilling chords in movement 7 which I found quite difficult to get even and to feel comfortable playing. This movement has the same sort of thing going on. It has these moments where it goes... You just hear me, I just lost control there. Now, I've not done that much work on that, but I need to deal with this because there are other trilly chordal bits elsewhere in the Livre de Saint-Sacrement. Now, it's all very well me blaming the digital organ, but there's tension in my hands, and I'd need to work on that control. So I need to have a practice technique for that. So I'm probably going to do some sort of dotted practice, sort of something along these lines. Or something like that. I need to attack this from many different angles to make sure my hands are completely at ease and relaxed when I'm playing those trills, so they sound seamless and even. In movement 7, which I talked about in episode 2, the chords change quite rapidly as well, and I found that the place where I lose control is just before I change chords, because I'm thinking about the next chord, so I'm not really focusing on my hands at that point, or something like that. I need to get my head around that. I need to make sure that I sort that out. Anyway, so that's movement 7 being referred to, but it's relevant here in movement 6 as well. I mean, that's basically where I'm at with learning the notes, but the key thing I wanted to say, just before I finish, is this movement is, as you would have got from my talking about it in episode 4 of the vlog, this movement is full of multiple different musical ideas. It's multi-sectional, and in a sense, it's a little bit like the offertoire, the second movement of the Messe de la Pentecôte, if you know that. It poses similar musical challenges in the need to manage well silence. I've discovered, basically, with movement 6, that the thing that I'm going to have to think the most about is not actually the notes, it's the bits where I'm not playing. Because you have one musical idea. I mean, just to give you an example, let's have the opening, shall we? I can't really play it yet, but I'll give you an intro. We have the opening. And then a bird cuts in, and I'm not going to play that because I haven't quite got my head around it yet. But anyway, there's a lot of silence there straight away, and there are pages and pages of this. A little musical idea, then another one, then another one, then another one, then the first one appears again, or the second one appears again, and they develop and they change each time. It's a sort of collage. The thing is, it needs to sound like it's one piece. There needs to be that sense of direction always. And interestingly, sometimes Messiaen provides a bar with a fermata at the end of a particular idea before the next one starts. Sometimes he notates actual rests of a particular duration. So there's maybe that's a hint as to where he wants the biggest silences to fall. But there's still a heck of a lot of thinking to be done. The other thing that doesn't help, by the way, just before I finish, is as with that movement in the Messe de la Pentecôte and other bits of the Messe de la Pentecôte and indeed other Messiaen schools full stop, each musical idea looks as if they're visually separated from one another, because you have line one, then another musical idea here, then another musical idea here, then another one there. And that kind of adds to this sense that it's this random assemblage of ideas you have to play. So you play that, and then, next one, and now the next one. And that, again, that sort of misses the point, because the key thing here is about space and about time, how to manage the silence, how to create that sense of eternity, which Messiaen is always aiming for, but also to maintain a sense of momentum, to bring the listener with you and to communicate something to the listener. That's going to be quite a bit of it's going to be an adventure. A lot of experimenting going to be involved with that. So I'll no doubt come back to you on the subject of silence and in relation to this piece as well. But that's where I'm at with Movement 6. That's your latest update on that. So join me again for episode 6, whenever I record it.